Okay, in this quick video I just wanted to do a short demonstration of a new type of control. So mostly in this course we've been looking at buttons and text boxes and labels, but there's another pretty cool control called a trackbar. And if you look at this form here, I've put a trackbar control here. And basically the idea is the trackbar is a slider, and if you want to get the user to enter a number into your computer program, one way to do it is to use a text box. So they type the number in and then you pass the number. Another way is to set up a slider control like this called a trackbar, and the user can slide the pointer along and select which number they want. So I've set up a little demonstration application here. It's got several controls on it. So we've got some labels, just the title, that's title for the program called weather. I've got another label down here and I've called that label output, and this has a bunch of question marks underneath here, and then I have a number of a couple of picture boxes, and you can see I've put some images into those. So if we look at the type of these controls, they're just normal picture boxes that we've been drawing in previously. This time we've got an image inside them. So if you click on one of the picture boxes, you can see that, and you look down the properties, you can sort of see that the image property is set, and it's set to a bitmap. Bitmap is a type of file. It's just a file, another name for an image, so it's the file type of an image. If we click on the three dots, we get a little dialog that pops up and just shows us what the image is. So if I wanted to try like import a different image, I could click the import button and then just select one from a particular folder. So you can see it in the downloads folder. I've just grabbed these two images off the internet from somewhere and I've put them into the picture box control. Let's cancel that. One thing you need to watch out for when you're putting pictures into picture boxes is the size mode. So in this example I'm using stretch mode. The default is normal, and if you look at what's happened here, the image is actually very large and the picture box is small. Normal mode will just stick the image into the picture box without adjusting its size. So what I've done is changed the mode to stretch mode, which means that no matter what I do to the image, it will stretch to fit the picture box correctly. Okay, so we've got two picture boxes, two labels, and here's our trackbar control. Now I just wanted to have a quick mention of the properties. If we look at the properties of the trackbar, we can see its name is trackbar 1, and if we scroll down through those, we can see that there's two important properties here. One is called minimum and one is called maximum. So what these numbers tell you is the smallest number that the user can enter with the trackbar and the largest number. So by default it's 0 and 10, which means they'll be able to enter a number between 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. And the little ticks along here, or the lines, small lines along here, should give you an idea of which number the slider is actually set at. So we've got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 here, so 10 different values. And so if we want to change the number of values that the user can enter, we can just change this minimum and maximum. Where have they gone? I'm clicking on the wrong control. Here, we could actually make that say 50 if we wanted to. Okay, and you can see that there's a lot more ticks along the trackbar now. Okay, so you'll notice, you might be wondering also what this label is here. It's just a bunch of question marks, and the reason I put question marks there is that's just to serve as a placeholder. So the idea is that this is going to be updated with the value of the trackbar. So if you set the trackbar to 50, then this label here will be updated. But I haven't done that yet. So let's just run the program to make sure it all works. And we can see it popping up there. There's the trackbar controller, and so we can see we can move that pointer along back and forth and do whatever we like with it. Okay, so let's actually link up this trackbar to this label here. Okay, so this label is called label output. We need to remember the name of that. And then if we want to make the trackbar do something when the slider moves, we double click on this, and what we get is an event. So I'm going to move this out of the way. We can see that the event is called trackbar1_control. So the control is called trackbar1 and the event is called scroll. So whenever the trackbar is scrolled, then this event will be executed. Okay, so let's do something. What we're going to do is we're going to take the value of the trackbar out. So it's going to be an integer. I'm going to call it value equals trackbar1 dot value, and that's all we need to do. The value held by the trackbar is not a string, it's an integer, so we don't need to parse it. So we can just assign this value straight into the integer value. Next, we're going to display the value inside the label. So the label's name is output label. It's called label output, sorry. So label output, and we're going to go .txt, and we're going to set that to value, and value is an integer, so we need to convert it to a string, Okay, and we put a semicolon there at the end, and now the label should be updated. So let's press start and find out, see what happens. We can see the label is not updated initially. Let's move the trackbar, and we can see that as we move the trackbar, the label is being updated with the current value of the trackbar. Okay. And if we wanted to, we could make the label a bit more informative. We could say trackbar value is, and concatenate that to the string version of value. Oops, spelled that wrong. Trackbar. We could also go back to the form and change that default value. So rather than having it say question mark, we could just clear that if we wanted to, so there's nothing there initially when you run the program. So let's run that. Now we see that the label output is invisible, but then once we start using the trackbar, we get some output. Okay, so that's how trackbars work. I just wanted to show you that so that I can use them again in the next example.